Are you interested in buying CBD but don't know anything about it? In this video, I'm going to tell you the top 3 things you should know before you go buying CBD. Let's go. Welcome to CBD Media Network. I am your host, Biggest Big Rob. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to know about CBD before you go buying it. Firstly, what you need to know is that there are 3 kinds of CBDs. And I'm talking about the kind that comes from the farm, not the strain category. The strain categories are different. Those are your indicas and your hybrids and your sativas. Those are important to know, but I'm talking about the 3 top things you should know about, which is the kinds of CBD. Now, the first one is called full spectrum. Now, you've seen it probably or heard about it on Facebook posts and people sharing it like myself. Here's an example. See, full spectrum. That's where you mostly see it in front of packaging. And again, here it is. Here's another one up here. Say full spectrum. See it? Yeah. All right. So full spectrum, what that is that it contains every compound of the plant. In other words, think of it this way. You got a juicer and you put apple in there and you grind it up and you get all the juices. That's actually a full spectrum apple in theory, I guess. But it same applies to the hemp plant. So you're putting that hemp plant into a juicer and you're using all the juices, and that's your full spectrum. Now, full spectrum, the one thing I have to tell you is that it comes with 0.3 or 0.03% of THC or less, depending on the plant. So you're going to get the full entourage effect when you're using full spectrum CBD. In my opinion, that's the best one. That's what I use for my brand, clearly. And for those of you who are worried about drug tests and stuff like that, well, that's up for debate. Some people say yes, some people say no. And 0.03 is basically a smudge. But to be safe, you'll want to avoid that one if your employer is just anti-THC whatsoever. The most important thing is keeping your job, right? That's what pays the bills. Now, the second category, that's called broad spectrum. Now, I don't have any samples of broad spectrum because I don't use any. I use full spectrum. But broad spectrum, it's the same thing as full spectrum, except they remove the THC from the distillates or the hemp plant extract. So broad spectrum contains all the compounds as well, except the THC. Now that one is safe for use, and there's nothing your employer can do because they test for THC, not for CBDs or CBN and stuff and so forth. So to simplify it, broad spectrum, no THC, full spectrum, a very, very tiny amount of THC. Now, they're both very effective. Again, it's really up to you on what you want to choose. The third and final kind of CBD is called isolates. Now, that actually is exactly what it means, isolated. They isolated and targeted a certain compound from the plant and extracted it. So it's going to get pure CBD compound. Nothing more, nothing less. And that one is just straight concentrate CBD compound, nothing more. It'll come in crystal lights or powder and stuff like that, just in case you guys see something and it says, hey, look, it looks like cocaine, but it's not. Okay, guys, or just be understand what you're buying is isolates. It doesn't have no other compounds from the plant whatsoever. So when you go to your dispensary or your shop, and or you're just walking into a grocery store and you see CBD, you guys want to know what it is, right? So ask them, is this full spectrum? Is this broad spectrum? Or just isolates? A lot of packaging don't have them. So it's good to know those 3 things, okay? The next thing you should know are your strain categories, but I'll make another video for that, okay? So before I go, I do want to get your experiences. So if you've actually tried CBD, any kind, full spectrum, broad spectrum, or isolates, let me know your experiences at the bottom, comment below. Let me know how it went with you at the dispensary as a beginner, and see if there was any confusion on that part. Or if you didn't know about it, let me know if I taught you something, okay? This is good stuff. If you didn't know and I taught you these kinds of CBD, then my job is done for today. So subscribe to the channel, follow the page. If you see this on Facebook, make sure that you follow CBD for Beginners, which is a new group page that I started, so that way I can teach you all about CBD. Again, thank you to Savage Serums for providing a sample. Thank you to Elevated Juices for always taking care of me when it comes to all my tincture needs. And this is some pretty raw stuff, man. It's delicious. This is the peaceful one. It'll knock you out. And the Savage Serums. This is the sativa. It's actually great for daytime use. I personally use this every day. Gets my day going. I'm focused and creative, and I'm there, man. All right, guys. So now you have it. Now you have the three types of category, or three kinds of CBD. Before you go shopping, man, it's that simple. It's my job to teach you. The more you know, that's how it is, guys. Take care.